If you enjoy these jokes, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. A gentleman enters a pet store and expresses his desire to acquire a pet that possesses exceptional capabilities. The shop owner suggests a loyal dog, to which the man responds skeptically, "A dog?" The owner then suggests a cat, but the man dismisses the idea, stating, "No, a cat can't do everything. I'm looking for a pet with all-around abilities." After some contemplation, the shop owner proposes a centipede. Perplexed, the man agrees to try a centipede as his pet. Upon bringing the centipede home, he instructs it to clean the kitchen. 30 minutes later, he discovers the kitchen spotless, dishes washed, silverware neatly arranged, countertops gleaming, and appliances shining. He's utterly amazed. The man instructs the centipede to clean the living room next. 20 minutes later, the living room is transformed, with the carpet vacuumed, furniture dusted, pillows fluffed, and plants watered. The man is in awe, thinking this is truly an extraordinary pet that can do it all. Next, he asks the centipede to fetch a newspaper from the corner store. The centipede exits the door, but it doesn't return within the expected time frame. The man becomes increasingly concerned and starts wondering what could have happened to the centipede. Did it run away? Was it hit by a car? Where could it be? Finally, after waiting for quite a while, the man goes to the front door and finds the centipede sitting there. Annoyed, he exclaims, "Hey! I sent you to the corner store 45 minutes ago to get me a newspaper. What's taking so long?" The centipede casually replies, "I'm on my way. I'm just putting on my shoes." The police officer had the bar under surveillance a few minutes before closing time, strategically positioned to observe those who might exit the establishment under the influence. At precisely 2 a.m., the first person emerged from the bar's doorway, stumbling along the sidewalk and eventually tumbling onto the curb. In a sluggish manner, he managed to regain his footing and began attempting his keys on 5 different cars before finally identifying his own vehicle. Once inside his car, he fumbled with his keys for a painstaking 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, all the other club patrons had already departed in their own cars, leaving this lone individual isolated in the parking lot. Eventually, he succeeded in starting his car and began to drive away at an unusually slow pace. Immediately, the flashing lights of a police car appeared behind him. The police officer requested that the man submit to a breathalyzer test, to which he readily consented. Surprisingly, the breathalyzer reading displayed 0% blood alcohol content. The police officer, baffled by the sober result, inquired, "How can this be?" The man, with a sly grin, retorted, "Because tonight, I'm the designated decoy." If you enjoy these jokes, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. An elderly gentleman was enjoying a game of golf when all of a sudden his shot veered off course and landed in a shallow pond. As he approached the pond to retrieve his ball, he made an unexpected discovery, a talking frog. The frog startled him by saying, "Kiss me, and I will transform into a beautiful princess. I'll be yours for a week." He picked up the frog and placed it in his pocket. While continuing his golf game, the frog repeated its proposition. "Kiss me, and I will become a beautiful princess, and I will be yours for an entire month." Undeterred, the man kept playing, and once again, the frog spoke up. "Kiss me, and I will become a beautiful princess, and I will be yours for a whole year." Finally, the elderly man turned to the frog and said, "At my age, I'd prefer to have a talking frog." The CIA had a job opening for an assassin, and after conducting thorough background checks, interviews, and tests, they had narrowed down their candidates to 3 finalists, 2 men and 1 woman. For the final test, the CIA agents escorted one of the men to a large metal door and handed him a gun. They explained, "We need to be absolutely certain that you'll follow your orders, no matter what the situation. Inside this room, you'll find your wife sitting in a chair, and you have been instructed to end her life." The first man responded, "Are you serious? I could never harm my wife." The agent replied, "Then you're not the right person for this assignment." The second man was given the same instructions. He took the gun and entered the room. Silence prevailed for approximately 5 minutes. Afterward, the agent came out with tears in his eyes and admitted, "I attempted it, but I couldn't go through with it." The agent responded, "You lack the necessary resolve. Take your wife and go home." Finally, it was the woman's turn. However, she received different instructions. She was told to eliminate her husband. She took the gun and entered the room. Gunshots rang out, one after another. There were sounds of screaming, crashing, and banging against the walls. After a few minutes, everything went quiet. The door opened slowly, revealing the woman. She wiped the sweat from her brow and said, "You guys never informed me that the gun was loaded with blanks. But it's okay, I beat him to death with a chair." As the kids lined up in the school cafeteria for lunch, they found themselves facing two tempting options. At the forefront of the table sat a hefty stack of apples. Their teacher left a note by the apple tray that read, "Take only one. God is watching." However, as the line progressed toward the opposite end of the table, a massive pile of delectable chocolate chip cookies. One mischievous child leaned over to his friend and whispered, "Feel free to take as many as you like. God seems to have his eyes on those apples." When David and Hillary first got hitched, Bill told her, "I'm stashing a box under our bed. You've got a pinky promise never to snoop and peek inside." For a whole 30 years of wedded life, Hillary stood true to her word and didn't peek. But on the big 30th anniversary, curiosity finally got the better of her, so she cracked open the lid and sneaked a peek at what was inside. What she found was 3 lonely beer cans completely drained and a whopping $2,445.50 cash. After dinner, the guilt gnawed at Hillary until she couldn't hold it in any longer. She confessed, saying, "I'm really sorry. I kept my word all these years and didn't pry into that box under the bed, but today I just couldn't resist. Now spill the beans and tell me, why did you stash those empty cans in there?" David pondered a bit and then he told her, "Well, I figure after all this time, you deserve the real story. When I goof up and was unfaithful to you, I'd toss an empty beer can in that box as a reminder not to be a knucklehead again." Hillary was shocked but responded, "I'm pretty bummed out, but I get it. After all those years on the road, temptation happens. 3 times isn't the end of the world, considering how long we've been married." They hugged it out and made up. A little while later, Hillary asked David, "So what's the deal with all the money you have in the box?" David explained, "Well, when the box fills up with empty cans, I'd haul them off to the recycling center and turn them in for cash." Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also click the bell button and you will be notified when a new joke goes up.